So Michael, you've been out here since the spring,
Yes,
through
sir.
the summer. How you feeling? You made the adjustment.
Yeah, no, I feel great. Certainly an adjustment, getting to a new place, getting used to new environment, new teammates, and stuff like that. But, I've been putting in a lot of hard work with, my new teammates. I'm thrilled to start the season. Really excited to get after it.
And you're recently married, sort of.
Yes, sir. Yep. Got married
How's
in
that
January.
how's that whole transition?
Oh,
coming
it's
along?
great. That's another thing that you have to add to the equation. That is a little difficult at times, just a big jump. But my wife's been great, very supportive, and very glad she's here with me.
Does the father-in-law call often?
Yeah. So Tony's very supportive. He put a big part in me, helping me make a good decision, coming here. He's always a phone call away, very supportive of anything that I need.
You're looking toward your final year. Is there anything that you've done this off season that in the past off seasons you haven't?
I think getting the chance to work with Coach Wiley this off season has allowed me to really improve my core strength, back and explosiveness in that regard, and I think that's made a huge impact and is the best I felt.
There's a few of you that are kind of looking at your final season. Have you guys kind of got together and kind of talked about the future or anything like that, or what you're looking forward to this season?
Oh yeah, the whole line works out together. We've worked out together consistently all summer. We're always talking about the season, what we're looking forward to and what's ahead. We have conversations like that all the time.
Of course, you guys were together during the spring, but you do have a new addition in. I think Caleb called him E-Man.
E-Man, yeah, Big E.
Yeah. What's it like bringing him into your guys' crew and his kind of work ethic and whatnot that you've seen?
I think it's great. You got a guy who's very talented. He's had a lot of success at another program. It's just going to add to the room. Great guy, hard worker. I'm really excited to have him.
When you were at Florida, you played mostly on the right side, and you played a little bit on the left side, and then you got hurt. Was that part of the conversation when you were coming over here that you might switch over to the left side full time? Because we saw you there during the spring mostly.
Yeah, like you said, I played both left and right at Florida. I can play both. It's just whatever they need at the time being. It's fun to just go out there and do it at a high level, whatever the team needs.
Have you shaken off some of that rust that maybe you might have playing on the left side?
I feel like it. I think any time you switch from right to left, no matter what position, it's going to take some time to get used to it again. But having those reps in the spring definitely helped me a lot.
And Coach Henson talked about getting into his way of thinking.
Right.
What does that mean? Can you maybe clarify that a little bit?
I think all offensive line coaches have different ways of teaching things, different techniques and ways of going about things. So it's just getting used to his ways of teaching and getting used to his techniques and the right way of doing things in that regard.
Coming in from Florida, what was it about USC that made you want to choose here and come here to finish off your college career?
Well, I think SC speaks for itself. Very historic program, national championships, great culture, and then you add Coach Riley coming here, has a lot of success past season in his first year, and it's a program that's trending upward. I think there's going to be a lot of good things coming to SC in the future. Very thrilled and felt privileged to be a part of it.
Obviously, USC had a strong offensive line last year, but a lot of those guys have since moved on, like Andrew Voorhees, Brett Nealon. So did you talk at all to those guys, Bobby Haskins as well? Did you talk to any of those guys at all before coming here about what it's like to play offensive line here at all, so to speak?
Yeah, for sure. I actually, when I was doing some research, I hit up a couple of the guys. Bobby I talked to specifically, and as a guy who transferred, was in the same shoes that I was going to be in. Just straight up asked him, what his thoughts were, what his experience was like. And, he gave me a really good perspective, and everything that he said has been true so far.
In your short time that you've been with the group, what would you consider the strength of the unit itself?
The goal line?
Yeah.
I think we're all very talented. We got a lot of good depth going into this season. There's a lot of guys who are going to be able to play at a high level. Very good chemistry. We all get along. We all communicate well with each other, and we just work really hard. Very hard workers. We worked hard all summer, and we can't wait to get after it.
One of the things I've noticed with the group is there seems to be a sense of maturity.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Is that just because you guys have played the game for so long, and are you're focused on the goal that's that you realize it's in front of you this year.
Right.
That's
No,
our goal.
absolutely. You know, I think part of that is, like you said, you know, there's a lot of vets and young guys who've been in this, you know, college football for a few years. But even then, like, there's a lot of young guys who are mature for freshmen and handle themselves very well. And that combined with the fact that we have a ton of big goals for this year, we understand what's at stake, plays a big role in it as well.
How much of that responsibility has Coach Riley and Coach Hensham put on your shoulders?
You know, we talk about it all the time. You know, everyone in the program is well aware of what we want to achieve this season, and everyone's taking it seriously. So, yeah.
Do you find would you describe yourself more as a vocal leader or more just follow me by example type?
I've always been the type to, you know, lead by example. You know, coming to a new program, I think it's important to, you know when to like just let people follow you and not talk much because you know you got to prove yourself to a new team. So you know that's just something I've been trying to work on going into this season, going into camp is you know proving myself to everyone and lead by example.
Who would be the guy in the room that's the more vocal leader?
I'd say Jonah and Justin Dedich are the two main guys. You know, they've both been here for years and understand what it means to play offensive line for SC, and you know, they do a really good job of leading the line room.
Have you ever thought about pulling a truck like Justin?
Yeah, maybe I should. That is cool. I've seen that video. It's pretty funny. I gotta ask him about that. Maybe I will.
What are some of the subtle differences between Southern California and Gainesville, Florida?
There's a ton of differences. You know, you got UF, University of Florida, Gainesville, a small college town. You know, it's just the university and the football team. Outside of that, there's really nothing. Then obviously you come to Los Angeles. It's huge, you know, big city, entertainment. Everything's different. It's very fast paced. There's a lot of activity. You're no longer in a small pond like at UF.
You guys allowed, well, they allowed 30 sacks last year. You know, of course, you weren't here, but
Who's they?
the last year's offensive line.
Okay.
You know, their opponents had 30 sacks against USC. I'm assuming you guys as a unit have talked about it. What are some of the factors that go into protecting Caleb or any quarterback that's back there, and keeping the quarterback from getting sacked?
Yeah, no, wasn't too familiar about some of the stats last year in that regard, but it's very important. Obviously, Caleb plays a huge role in this team, and he plays a big part in helping us win. So that's something we take very seriously and protected him. So it gives us a much greater chance of winning.